Welcome to my paintballing at Pablo Escobar's house vlog. So there you can see the house in the distance. On the left there is Stephanie. She is from Los Angeles, and on the right is Jamie from London. So in order to get to Pablo Escobar's estate, we had to go on these jeeps, and as you can see, people riding on the back. So actually, Pablo Escobar has a huge estate. So to say that we were paintballing at his house is not correct. We're actually paintballing next to the stables, but it's still close enough for that I definitely enjoyed it. And we'll get to that footage in a second. So this is just us kind of riding up. This is Christian. He's one of the guides. So he was a really nice guy, but he definitely looked like somebody pretty tough for this. So anyway, they put us all in these big old jumpers and made us wear padding, which kept everybody clean. But I'm used to paintball where we get covered in welts. That didn't happen today, but you can see there the guns are basically like M16s. So it kind of had a cartel type feel where we were going to be going to war. So this is the paintball field. You can see there's the fence on the left, this open area on the right, and those houses on the other side. We could use all of this for paintballing, so it was pretty intense, and the refs were not really there. So we were kind of reffing ourselves, which I'll complain about in a minute. But as you can see, there's yellow and red teams, and there's a car that I thought was going to be messed up. So there we are, and now we're going to get into the actual fighting. So we actually played 4 games, and I lasted for most of the game in all 3 games, except the one of them where I got popped quick. So that was great because it actually gave me the chance to grab my camera and get this footage. Now it's not as adventurous as I'd like it to be, but I was basically walking into a war zone with my camera, and I was still wearing the stuff, so I almost got shot at a couple of times to get this footage. So I hope you can appreciate it for what it is. But it was definitely pretty fun. Now, as I can say, because we didn't have a ref, one team decided that when they got shot, they weren't out, and whereas my team did decide, so that did mess us up. I think that was Jamie there in the distance. So anyway, you're about to see my one wound, and anyway, this is Pablo Escobar's house. Now, it's something really interesting about Colombia, especially Medellin, in the sense that they really aren't proud of Pablo Escobar. He did a lot of very, very terrible things. He killed like 10,000 police officers, thousands of civilians, and wreaked havoc on their country. But unfortunately, he died over 20 years ago, and Medellin itself has been very much cleaned up in the past 15 years ago. Here's holes in the walls because people thought Pablo actually put money in the walls because he had so much. So here is, we're actually being lectured about how we're not here to glorify Pablo Escobar, and they didn't. But at the same time, we are at his estate playing paintball, and we wouldn't be paintballing in Colombia at his otherwise if not at Pablo Escobar's house. So it's kind of a catch-22 for Colombia in the sense that they know they get Pablo Escobar tourism, but at the same time they're really not proud of it. So they do give you a good hard lecture, but then tell you the full story of Escobar, which everybody pays attention to. That's Mr. Williams there in the back. He actually worked for Pablo, started when he was 12, and when he was 16 he was Pablo's personal bodyguard. So he's probably killed people, but that's all something he won't talk about. However, when there was a spill, I actually saw him use a mop. So there's the place that we did in the distance, and here's a final shot of Pablo Escobar's house. And I just want to really quickly say that being a Texan, I was very disappointed with the gun safety at this experience in the sense that people were aiming barrels at faces and not thinking about it. It was really unnecessarily dangerous, and telling somebody to point their barrel down at the ground, they looked at me like I was stupid. But being a Texan, I was very proud that I actually know gun safety. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.